In the last video, I have discussed about the EPlane Tee and how to write the values for your EPlane Tee. So in this video, we will see about the EPlane Tee, or it is also called as your Magic Tee. So Magic Tee, you can see the figure here. It is a combination of EPlane Tee and EPlane Tee. So now this part is from EPlane Tee and this part is from EPlane Tee. Now if I combine that into one device, that is called as your EPlane Tee, or it is also called as your Magic Tee. Now what is the difference here? So here there will be three ports. Sorry, there will be four ports instead of having three ports as in EPlane Tee, and this is EPlane Tee and this is EPlane Tee. So there are only three ports are there. In this case, there will be four ports, and how the ports are named. So port 1 and port 2 are remaining same. So this will be the two base. It will be the base of the waveguide. So on this waveguide, two arms are connected. So the H arm, sorry, this is the E arm. So E arm is connected as port 3, and the H arm is taken as, sorry, E arm is taken as port 4 and the H arm is taken as port 3. This, with this assumption, we are going to do the analysis, and this is how it can be represented as a graph. One is port 3, you can see it is shunt connection, and port 4, you can see this is a series connection between this port 1 and port 2. Okay, and this is also called as Magic Tee or hybrid Tee or 3 dB coupler. So why it is 3 dB coupler? Also it is, there is a reason, because whatever power comes from port 1 and port 2, so this will go to, as 3 dB power will be coupled to port 4. So we'll see that. So what are the characteristics of the EPlane Tee or the Magic Tee? So this is the basic figure. This one is the basic figure here. So on these two, on considering this, these are the ports, we are going to write the properties. So what are the properties? So if a signal of equal phase and magnitude is sent to port 1 and port 2. So if you give input at port 1 and port 2 of equal magnitude and phase, then what will happen? Then output at port 4 is 0. So output at port 4 will be 0. And in this case, port 3 will be the additive of the both the properties. So if you are giving P1 power here and P2 power here, so here you will get P1 plus P2. Basically here not 0, you will get P1 minus P2, because we are giving same, the value will be equals to 0. Okay, so if a signal is sent to port 4, then what will happen? If you give a signal at port 4, then what will happen? It is equally divided into between port 1 and port 2. So same power will come to port 1 and the same power will go to the port 2. It will be equally divided. Basically if you are giving P4 power, so here it will be P4 by 2, and here also it will be P4 by 2. This power will be getting divided. But what will happen? This will be out of phase, while there would be no output at port 3, hence S34 is equals to 0. So this S34 value is always taken as 0. So no power can transfer from port 3 to port 4, because they are lying on the opposite plane, opposite E plane and H plane. So E plane and H plane are always 90 degree to each other. So whatever power is given here, that cannot come to port 4, and the vice versa also. Okay, then if a signal is fed at port 3, then what will happen? So if you give at port 4, it is going to be equally divided into port 1 and port 2 with opposite phase. If you give the same signal at port 3, if one input is given as port 3, then the power is divided between port 1 and port 2 equally, and while there will be no output at port 4. So in this case, the power will be equally divided into port 2 and port 1, but there will be no out of phase. So this will be in phase, because E field is like this, and the same is coming here also. Okay, the same is coming, it is not getting, but in this case the signal will be, the E field will be related like this. Now when it comes here, so one phase comes here and the opposite phase goes here, that's why there is a phase difference of 180 degree. So opposite phase it will be there. Now if a signal is fed at one of the collinear ports, then that appears no output at the other collinear port. So if you give only port 2 power, or if you give only port 1 power, then you will not get any power at opposite end. Means if you give input at port 1, then the output at port 2 will be 0, but you will get output at port 4. Okay, So if the signal is fed at one of the collinear ports, that means this port, then there appears no output at the collinear port, other collinear port. As the E arm produces a phase delay and the H arm produces a phase advance, so S12 and S21 will be equals to 0. There will be no power transfer between them. So in this case also we can write the equation as we have written for H plane T and E plane T. So as there are four ports, so there will be a 4 cross 4 matrix here. So this is the 4 cross 4 matrix. We consider this as equation 1. Now as it has H plane T section, so we can write S23 equals to S13. So what is S23? So S23 equals to S13. So this part makes you a H plane T. So it will follow the property of the H plane T. Similarly, if it is a E plane T, then S24 will be equals to minus S14 that we have discussed in E plane T. Then the E arm and the H arm port are so isolated that they won't deliver any output if the input is applied at one of them. Okay, that means this port and this port are always mutually exclusive and no power will come from either to another. So that is what written here, S34 and S43 is equals to 0. Then from the symmetricity property, what we have, Sij equals to Sji. That means S13 equals to S31 or S23 is equals to S32. So like this. So Ij equals to Ji. Then we can get S12 equals to S21. So like this we can write. So it is equation 5. And then will be S33 equals to S44 equals to 0 because they are what? They are perfectly matched ports, and in this case we can write the equation, replace the equation as S11, S12, S13, S14. In place of S21, S12 is written, then S22 is there. In place of S23, S13 is written because they are same also. S23 equals to S13. So here you can see S23 equals to S32, or and again this value is equals to S13 also. Then in place of S24 we write minus S14. They are opposite to each other, port 1 and port 2 always. So that means if you give input at port 1, so you will get some power at port 1, that is equals to, if you give input at port 4, then minus of port 2 you will get the input. Okay, so this is your output port, this is your output port, and there will be a negative here. So this is how we can represent the H plane T matrix. Now S13 is here, instead of what? Instead of S, this should be S31. So S31 is equals to S13. Again S23 here also. So this relation S23 equals to S13 we can write, and then 0 and 0. So what is this 0 0? So this power is what? S33. So it is 0, it is written as 0, no reflection will happen, and then this is S34. So what is S34? So as I have discussed here, from port 3 to port 4 there won't be any power transfer, so S34 equals to 0. Similarly, we can write S41 as S14 and S42 as your minus S14 because it is again equals to 24, then 24 equals to minus S14. S24 is equals to minus S14, that is what written here. Then it is S430, no power goes from port 4 to port 3, and then S44, the reflection coefficient is 0 that because the load these arms are perfectly matched. So in this case, if I equate this to unitary matrix, again I am going to get these four equations. How? Multiplying row 1 column 1, row 2 column 2, and row 3 column 3. So if I multiply that by the matrix method, we will get this as 1 1, and this is equals to 1. So why R3 into C3 has two values only? So R3, so this is R3 into C3. So these two values will be 0. That's why it is only S13 square plus S13 square. So that is equals to 2 S13 square is equals to is equals to 1. So that implies your S13 is equals to what? 1 by 2. Again, if I multiply S R4 and C4, we are going to they get the same thing. So here S14 will be again 1 by 2. Okay. Now if we solve the equations, then we will get from equation 10 and 11. So from these two equations we can get S13 is 1, sorry, this is 1 by root 2, this is 1 by root 2. Okay. Now S11, comparing the equation 8 and 9. So comparing equation 8 and equation 9, we'll get S11 equals to S22. Okay, why? Because here S12 is there, here S12 is there, here S13 is there, here S13 is there. So if I cancel out them, or if I do the subtraction here, then this part will be going to 0, and we will get S11 is equals to S12. Okay, only S11 is remaining here, S22 is remaining here, and that will be equals to 0. Now if we use the values of this equation in equation 12 and 13, so if equation 12 and 13, if I use these values, so means from these values, if I use it here, okay, so we'll get S11 square plus S12 square plus S12 plus S1 by 2 is equals to 1. So this will give me that S11 equals to S22. Okay. Now from equation 9, so what is equation 9? So this is the equation 9. So if I put the values, I will get S22 equals to 0. Now all these values can be replaced here. Sorry, all these values can be placed here, equation 12 to 16, whatever values of S parameters we got. Okay, so and these values can be written in the matrix format. So similarly, it can be written as a node output input voltage also. Next part is, what is the application of EPlane Tee or magic Tee. So EPlane Tee junction used as a measure of the impedance. Why? Because a null detector is connected to E arm port while the microwave source is connected to H arm. Okay, the collinear ports together with these ports make a bridge, and the impedance measurement is done by balancing the bridge. So application is impedance measurement. Next is EPlane Tee is used as a duplexer. So what is a duplexer? Duplexer means it can be used in both ways. A duplexer is a circuit which works as the both transmitter and receiver. It can work in both ways, using a single antenna for both the purposes. Okay, then port 1 and port 2 are used as receiver or transmitter. They can be used as receiver and transmitter, where they are associated and hence will not interfere, and the antenna is connected to the E arm port because no voltage will go to H, it will be the difference there. So a matched load is connected to the H arm port, which provides no reflection. Now there exists a transmission or reception without any problem, so it is used for a duplexer. Okay, so next is EPlane Tee used as a mixture means what? If two power is there, I can add them. So E arm port is connected with the antenna, by the H arm port is connected with the local oscillator. So port 2 has a matched load which has no reflection, and port 1 has the mixture circuit which gets half of the signal power and half of the oscillator power to produce the intermediate frequency, okay, or the IF frequency. Then what are the advantages here? So due to the decoupling property of output ports, the power is delivered to one of the output ports and becomes independent of the termination of the other output. Okay, so one output is going to get your output, other port is going to get 0. So that is why there is no problem of termination there. Okay, then E and H plane T power division ports depends on the terminations existing at the respective output, but magic T, the power division between the port is independent of termination. So whatever the property according to S parameter you got, it is going to happen in that way. You can see this 1 by 2 1 by 2. This is what? This is your S13 and this is S23. That means if you give input at port 3, you will get half power in port 1 and you will get half power in port 2 as well. So that is what written here. Then there are some disadvantages also. So what are the disadvantages? So there is an impedance mismatch at the junction. Okay, what is the junction? So it is saying that the impedance mismatch might happen at this junction. So at these places, the impedance mismatching might happen. There is a possibility of that. When a signal is applied to any arm from this magic Tee, because of this impedance mismatch, the flow of energy output is affected by the reflection. Because of the mismatch load, there will be reflection, and this reflection cause the following disadvantages in magic Tee. What happens there? When all the energy is fed into the junction, it does not reach the load due to the reflection. It is a possibility, and it's a result power is lost because of this mismatching. So some power will be lost, and the antenna cannot get all the power. Next is the standing waves are produced due to the reflections. Standing wave is what? If a wave is incident on a boundary, then if the wave is going like this, then we will get another wave another wave which will be like this. So this is called as a standing wave. So the standing wave thus it results in a direction of the maximum power that a magnetic tee can handle. Why? Because of the junction mismatch, so this problem can happen. So this is all about from your microwave engineering S parameter and different types of network. So we have started at introduction to microwave network, then we discussed how to represent in nodes the voltages and currents. Okay, and then we calculated the S parameter values. So like this, then we did the signal flow graph, and then finally we completed the magic T. So this much from this microwave devices and S parameter network analysis. In the next video we will be discussing something new topic. Till then, thank you.